What was the most satisfying thing that you saw happen to someone in your party who tried to get out of paying their part of the check at a restaurant? It was Adam's 30th birthday, and his best friend Nate decided to throw him this big fancy dinner. Nate booked a table for 12 people at this new steakhouse downtown that was supposed to be really nice. He even paid the deposit himself and told everyone he was organizing the whole thing. Adam showed up wearing his designer shirt and his expensive watch, already acting like he owned the place. He was bragging to everyone about how he made $8 grand on some crypto trade that week. The dude was loud, telling the waiter to bring out their best bottle of wine, ordering appetizers for the whole table without asking anyone first. All night he kept saying stuff like, "YOLO, it's my birthday," and pushing everyone to order the most expensive stuff. When people hesitated about getting the lobster, he'd be like, "Come on, live a little. You guys owe me for next year anyway." The waiters were running around bringing him custom cocktails that weren't even on the menu. I was sitting next to my friend Jamie, and we just kept looking at each other like this guy was getting out of hand. Adam ordered 3 different desserts just for himself, kept sending his steak back because it wasn't perfect, and was treating the waitstaff like garbage. When the check finally came, it was over $2,000. Nate quietly said we should split it based on what everyone ordered, which seemed fair. People started pulling out their phones to calculate their share. That's when Adam leaned back in his chair, laughed, and dropped the bomb. "Oh man, I totally forgot my wallet at home. You guys can cover me though, right? I mean, birthday boy privileges and all that." He said it with this smirk like it was the funniest thing ever. Everyone just froze. This girl Rebecca offered to cover his drinks at least. Someone else said they only brought enough cash for their own food. Adam's bill was like $160, and he just shrugged and said, "Just split my part between everyone else. What's an extra $15 each?" That would have been an extra $15 each for 11 people to cover this guy who had been showing off all night about his crypto money. The whole table went silent. But then Jamie, who's usually super quiet, calmly asked the waiter if we could get separate checks instead. The waiter said sorry, but everything was already processed as one bill, and they couldn't split it now. Jamie nodded and pulled out his phone. "Actually," he said loud enough for everyone to hear, "remember that group chat from last week where Adam promised he'd pay for dinner tonight?" Adam's face went white. "What? No, I never said that." Jamie started scrolling through the messages and reading them out loud. "Don't worry about the price, guys. I'll cover it. My treat. I'm up 8,000 this month, lol." He showed the screen to the waiter. Then other people started pulling out their phones too. Someone read another message where Adam said, "I'm going to show you all how it's done," and "Dinner's on me for my birthday crew." The waiter's eyes got really wide. He called over the manager, who looked at all our phones and asked Adam if he had actually promised to pay. Adam tried to laugh it off, saying he was just joking around and we all knew that, but the manager wasn't having it. He pulled Adam aside and explained that if he had invited people under false pretenses and now couldn't pay, they'd have to call the police for Dine and Dash. Adam started panicking. He tried calling different people on his phone, asking if they could Venmo him money right away. Nobody was picking up. Finally, he had to call his mom and ask her to send him money through some app while we all sat there watching. His mom must have been pissed because we could hear her yelling through the phone even though he walked to the other side of the restaurant. He came back 20 minutes later looking completely humiliated and paid the full bill. As we were all leaving, Jamie walked up to Adam and handed him a $5 bill. "Here," he said, "for your next big investment." Adam just stared at the money and didn't say anything. We never invited him out again after that. Last I heard, he's still trying to get people to invest in his crypto schemes, but nobody trusts him anymore.